Good evening. It's evening here. I'm Tony with Bruno's Appliance. We're going to be going over this GE Profile combination unit, which is a washer and a dryer combination. We're going to go over some of the door boot, the maintenance, keeping the filter clean and getting maximum heating out of it. We're going to actually go through the drain pump. We'll show you how to take the door off and get to that, which is where the filter's at, because there's something in ours. I just heard it go off this morning, making a horrible noise while the drain pump was running, and we're going to find out which one of my children put something through the washer. At the same time, you can hear a filthy animal in the background, and so let's get to it. First, let's check out our drain pump. Right down here, to do is pop that open. That's going to come off. Just take a screwdriver. There's a little clip in here, and then that guy right there. They make it easy, convenient if you have a bucket or something, a short bucket to drain it. And right now we're going to take a quick break because I'm going to get this open and suck it out with a vacuum cleaner, and we'll show you the process of that as well. Alright, so you can see we actually found some crap in here. I recommend doing this probably once a month just because of all the lint and everything that comes out of the clothes. And if you have filthy animals and ladies in the house that their hair falls out all the time, then recommend checking that out. And I'm not sure who to blame for that one, but we'll find that out later. So I'm going to head over to the sink and clean this out, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we are at the sink now, and we're going to toss all this stuff out. Very simple. You can just pull it right out, toss it in the trash can, and then to keep it clean. This will also help with any kind of smell that you're getting in your front load washer as well, just due to the fact that it holds all this garbage in there, the lint and the hair and everything. Just take some water to clean it all off. You can even take your Dawn power scrub. Yeah, scrub it. So I don't have to. Doesn't take much. Just running around. It'll clean it up pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as you got the big stuff out of it. And make sure you get all that soap off of it, because you do not want dish soap in your washer. It'll cause a little bit of a mess if you get too much in there. So at that, we are all good. We got nothing on there, and we're gonna go stab this bad boy back inside the washer. Alright, so here we go on putting it back in there. It's very simple. Turn the flashlight on. Make sure we got nothing else growing up in there, and I don't see anything. It looks like we're all good. So it's as simple as just stabbing it back in and tightening it down. And then once you get it tight, toss that back up. This little guy here clicks right in. Or not. There we go. And now we're going to go to the door boot, do a quick run through on the door boot and how to maintenance this. When you're not using a front load washer, make sure you're leaving the door open a little bit so that you can get some airflow in there. If not, you'll start getting mold on your door boot. If you've had your washer for quite some time, you probably already know you have mold on the door boot, and there's no getting rid of it without changing the door boot. So The biggest thing is when it's done doing a load, get a rag out and just dry it off, clean it up real good. It's quick, simple, and to fix. And if it ain't green, it ain't clean. So you wipe things down and wipe down the door as well, and you'll be good to go from there. Just try to keep it dry and leave the door open when we're not using it. Next is going to be the filter. Now with these filters, because of what it is, there's actually two. You have your regular screen one, but then you have this other large particle filter, and they both need to be cleaned, especially if you're using dryer sheets or even the scented beads. They leave a film on here, and if you can't get water to go directly through it, it's slowing down your airflow. At the same time, we're going to take a look in here, and we can see why we need to clean in here. We got some garbage buildup over there, and then when we look over to the left there, we got some more. So this is a issue that these units are going to have. They need to be taken apart, need to be able to be cleaned. We have some tools here that we'll leave links for you to go and order it, so that you're able to clean it at home as well. So we're going to get to doing that here real quick. But we're first going to head over to the sink. Alright, so what we have here is popping this guy off here, putting that over to the side. They recommend cleaning it, and you can see why. See how all the lint that it's picked up? It's as simple as, again, trying to get lint off of anything can be a pain in the butt. So these are made to get wet. They actually sell them individually, so you can literally just take one off and put it into it and clean this one and let it sit. So, but we're just gonna hose all this lint off and wring it out real good. And you can, ew, look at that, nasty down in there. So this is gonna help everything breathe better. It'll be able to dry clothes better. And just wring it out. I've already done this a few times since we've had it, so, but once you can kind of like see through it and you get light through it, it looks a lot better. You're definitely better than what you were, so it should be all good there. But the next step is the very fine filter, which is this here. They call this a lint filter. It's a very fine one, and when you use dryer sheets or the softener beads, it'll leave a film on here causing airflow issues to where it's not drying as efficient. And the way to check that is just by running it under water. And if it holds water, which this one is, then you know there's some film on there that needs to be taken care of. And that is, again, with the power wash. I might have just overdid it a little bit. It doesn't take much. You just rub it around with your fingers, and the Dawn soap will break up that film that is left on the screens from the dryer sheets or the scented beads that we like to use, because for some reason our clothes have to smell good. So, and then you just rinse it off, and once all the soap bubbles are gone, you can see that the water goes through much better than what it did before. So with that, we're almost done. So we're gonna finish this up and then we'll meet you back over at the washer. Alright, now we're going to be getting in here and cleaning all this lint, sand, and dust out. Again, we got this attachment for our vacuum cleaner. It's kind of neat how it works. So we're going to see what kind of a job it does. We also have a brush that we're going to use to try to get the stuff off of the condenser coil, which was that blue thing that you saw in there, and then we're going to see how it does and we'll let you know. We'll get right back to you. This is just a quick before. You got a lot of buildup back over there. Again, like I said, the blue thing over there, once we get it to clear up in there, that is your coil. That's what causes the heat, and with it being built up like that, it's going to be some processing on heating. It's going to work harder and it's going to take longer. And that little white thing that's hanging down, that's a moisture sensor. So we are good, and we're going to see what we can do. So when you're using the brush, you want to make sure that you're being gentle with it and really just trying to knock the stuff off the coils. And you should do this with your refrigerator too, and that'll be a different video. Say it's definitely not the easiest thing. It does look a lot better. So as you can see, it is a lot cleaner. It is a little challenging. I think the best way would be to take the top panel off and crack open the housing that has the compressor and the condenser and everything in it, and clean it out real good, but I'm not about to do that tonight. So I am happy with that, and that should work out pretty good. We're going to get the filter. That's all clean. Water flows through it now. Got to get that back in there and go from there. Clips in. You have your dispensers for your smart dispensing, so that you don't have to throw any fabric softener in. You can just put it in here and it'll do it on its own. Same thing with these. You can take them out by pushing this button in the back. They come out. You're able to clean it all out. If you use these, we do not. We use the pods just to throw in the washer. But again, it has the smart dispensing to where it'll put so much soap into the unit for you, and you don't have to worry about that. Pros and cons is the fact the pro is it's great to be able to throw towels in there and then to have them dry, because not everybody can remember to take the towels out of the washer and put them into the dryer. So it's good on that. The bad thing is we found out when you get too much of a load into it, it tends to be extremely loud. As you can tell, we need to do towels, and that's why we're cleaning it. It gets really loud in the spin cycle. The spin cycle is really high on the RPMs just due to trying to remove as much moisture from the clothes so that it can go into the drying process. Other than that, the thing works great. We have found that when you're doing a normal cycle, that the 51 minutes for the sensing dry doesn't work for us. So you can just hit a time dry, and then we go up to about 1:30. So you have 2 hours and 30 minutes of a wash cycle that's going to happen. You just hit the pause and plus button there, and it'll go through, and at 1:30, or after the initial 2 hours and 30 minutes of a cycle, everything comes out dry, nice and warm. We've also noticed that when it's done, we like to open up the door and let that heat escape before we take the clothes out. Usually about 10 minutes after that, we're able to take everything out and everything's completely dry, just due to the fact that it still has a lot of heat in there but it also has some of the moisture because it's just cycling the moisture out and putting it through a condensation pump and draining it. And we found in our drain pump a little black piece of plastic, so that is taken care of and we're all good there. Again, Tony with Bruno's Appliance. We are out of Charlotte County in Florida. Our number is 941-585-8380. And give us a call. You can find us on the web at callbrunos.com. That's www.callbrunos.com. Get an appointment set up for any of your appliance needs: washers, dryers, refrigerators, microwaves, dishwashers, and garbage disposals. And yeah, that's it for now. You guys have a blessed day. And again, GE Profile combination washer dryer unit. It's a lifesaver, especially if you're tired of those smelly towels. Real quick before we head out, this thing has a timer on it, tells you when you should clean your washer. A-Fresh has tablets that you just throw in there, and you throw the unit into a self-clean, which is right down here. Self-clean. Okay, you hit that button, let it run after you throw the tablet in there. And again, we use the free and gentle because some of our people in the house have some sensitive skin, so no harsh chemicals in there that I'm aware of, and cold water clean, it's always good. So again, have a good evening. We out.